Nerd Bytes. I love it when Pat does that. Back again for not compare to the rare, but guess the ringer.
Ooh, a fun little twist.
So there's 5 rare and 1 non-rare instead of 1 rare and 5 non-rare. But before we get into that, with me as always is Justin.
Hello. This is weird.
It is weird. We even changed seats. It feels
you
weird.
Introducing me.
It feels wrong.
I don't have a
sitting here.
superior complex at all. Superiority complex.
You don't have to be in charge.
I'm never
of everything.
vain about anything. No. Okay. Welcome. Hi. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for being here. And then back again, Pat. Back for the I don't know how many times now.
It's been a minute.
You need a T-shirt.
I do. It's one of these.
We need to make T-shirts.
I wore my favorite, which is Beast of Bourbon.
Yes.
So
well, it's
for good luck.
It's very fitting, and now everybody can see us, so we have to be cognizant of what we wear. Thanks for adding that wrinkle. And back for the second time, Brian Bauer from Dogwood Wine and Spirits. Welcome back.
Ooh. Thank you.
Whoop, whoop,
Happy
whoop.
to be here.
Yeah. So I think you may have given me the inspiration for this idea. I can't claim credit for this.
Oh well.
I think because you were compared to the rare, and I was just kind of thinking the inverse of it, of like, I think that would be cool to. I think maybe we talked about it. Maybe I just made that up.
It's an interesting concept. I think.
It's an interesting concept. So the
Come off maybe as like a little bit of a flex, right? I mean, we're kind of like showing off that we have some fancy stuff here.
I mean, not really. It's not.
That's not what's the intended.
That is not the intention.
That is not the intention. I think the intention is very, very similar to compare to the rare in that trying to realize that yes, all of these are good, but one of them in here you can find anywhere.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean it's bad. It means it's still good. There's still quality stuff out there that you can find anywhere. You just got to give it a chance and find it. And Blaze is being very, very difficult right now. He's trying to get under the table, but that's okay.
So what are we going to do here? What's the plan?
So what's the plan? So as I said, one of them is there's 5 rare, and by rare I mean they're considered
allocated.
Some of them are allocated, some of them are difficult to find, but none of them are impossible to find. And then there's
Fair
the
enough.
one guy that is you can find anywhere. These are all considered technically high proof. They are all over 110 proof, but there's nothing
Nice.
crazy out there. And kind of what I was thinking was we can go through, you guys can analyze each one if you want to, talk about one. We can start with one, go down the line.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really necessarily need to do scores on individuals as far as like appearance, nose, palate, finish. You guys can certainly comment on that if you want to, if you like one more than the other. But really what I'm interested in is, after you taste all these, what's your favorite? Which one do you like the most? And then if you have a guess on which one you think the ringer is, which one you think the ringer is, and if you can actually call out the ringer, then you just get bonus points. And by bonus points, I mean absolutely nothing.
Attaboys.
Another drink.
Yeah, another drink.
May I ask, because it's always been my contention that blind tasting is one about who's willing to stick their foot in their mouth first. It's usually me. But also, was there any method to the order that you put these in?
Yes.
That you would be willing to share, or is it all just blind?
They are in order of proof.
Oh,
okay,
fair enough.
Great.
Oh, that's good to know. All right, we want to start with number 1.
Yeah, start with number 1.
All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna kick it off. Well, first of all, these are all really awesome dark colors, which I always like the darker ones because that means higher proof.
As well, they should be.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
No, that doesn't.
I'm trying to find a background that I can.
Yeah, that's.
It's not
it's
tainting my color.
It's very yellow.
It's a very yellow
It's very
room.
yellow in here.
Sorry.
So
Against the white table.
Oh, the table. White table's perfect.
this is also a situation where I want to like say what I'm smelling possibly, but I also feel like Brian's gonna be like, yeah, this guy doesn't fucking know what he's talking about.
No, I don't judge.
There's no judging, and you've got a good palate.
Yeah, I can't tell you what you like. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
The
That's
best
true.
whiskey in the
Either you
world is
like-
the one you like to drink.
Yeah, either you like it or you don't.
Yeah.
So I like the color. It's a little light. it's slightly viscous as far as, sticking to that glass,
sticking to
but
the glass.
It's clearly the lowest proof. I mean,
it is the lowest proof.
just the speed at which the tears are forming is a little bit slower, and that's going to be just an indication of alcohol content and viscosity.
Yeah, I mean, my initial thought is this reminds me of WSR, or Weller Special Reserve, is what it reminds me of.
So I typically don't put too much stock into color itself, only I think because of scotches that I've had that have not had caramel coloring added, and
Yep.
it can. Most European spirits that are not adding caramel coloring are going to be much lighter in color anyway, just from the temperature of the storage,
yeah.
and humidity as well. But because they're losing alcoholic content in the angel share as opposed to gaining alcoholic strength.
Yeah.
Because of humidity and
It's pretty interesting because you'll see some 30-year-old scotches and they're really light. It's like,
Right.
how is that so old and almost clear?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious. I don't know, Brian, if you know this, but like Hennessy. We've talked about Hennessy before. It's cognac, and one of the few that actually puts a little dye in it to make it a little bit darker. I'm curious, what does it actually look like
So
pre?
it depends. If we're talking about Hennessy VS, which only has to be 2 years old,
Yeah.
would be probably. I'm trying to think of a very weak tea.
Oh, sure. Okay.
If you can think about that, a weak black tea
Sure.
that you've made
Okay.
would be probably the natural color of that. In cognac, it's legal to add caramel coloring, but you've got percentages of how much you can actually add, and so they say for color consistency, but a few people have pushed the boundaries a little bit. Like with Hennessy Black, they have added the maximum amount they're allowed to in order to make that darker in color. It's not due to extra aging or any extended period of time. It's just because of extra caramel coloring, which caramel, newsflash, is going to also add sweetness
Sure.
to your product.
Straight sugar will do that.
Yes, straight sugar.
Huh.
will- and-
Interesting.
It's amazing how that works.
Yeah. So, and
Weird
that's
concept.
really what they were trying to do was Americans always talk dry, but we drink sweet. A lot of California produced wines, certainly at the bulk level, are going to have a little bit of residual sugar in there. We grew up on Coke and Pepsi,
Yeah.
right?
Back when Coke was really good.
Yeah. The new Coke, that was so good.
Yes.
So circling back, are there any bourbons or Tennessee whiskeys that use that same process
Can you
as
even
far as
do
You
that?
can't.
is that even
I was gonna
possible?
say,
You're not
you can't
allowed
even-
to.
you can't
Not
even
allowed
do
to.
that.
Okay.
Not allowed to by law. You can't add
Gotcha.
anything. So the color is an indicator of something, but I don't always give color an indicator of quality because of certain reasons. One, barrel size is not dictated. So you can use a small barrel, you can use it in a hot place like Texas, and you can get good color extraction in a relatively short period of time, but the nuance and the subtleties that you might get from the barrel are not going to come across into the finished spirit. So it's a bit of cheating.
The complexity
Yeah.
isn't there. Yeah.
Right. And so you can have color without complexity. It can still be what the WSET people would call a simple spirit, rather one-sided. Nothing bad with it. It's just there's not a lot going on there. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
And still have good color. So
I feel like this is hotter. I feel like this is hotter than WSR or Weller Special Reserve. I'm almost thinking it's antique. It's what it reminds me of. It's got a slight bitterness to it in the very end for me.
I think I'm getting something like a green quality. I sometimes think in colors, right? And
Gotcha.
That tastes green, almost like a fair amount of unmalted grain being used.
Yeah.
That maybe sprouted a little bit longer. If we were drinking rum, I would say we're drinking a rum where they kept the sugar cane in the boil.
Got it.
Or like in a tequila where you take that so there's raw material coming through.
Yeah.
on the palate here, just at the finish, and it's not in a bad way. It's just it's not sweet corn. It's more of a a rye or wheat. Or
it's got like a little bit of a spice to it for sure.
Yeah. It's fairly long, I would think, as far as like, but it's subtle. It's like at the back of your throat.
I really do like the way
finish.
it smells too.
So, yeah.
I have to move on to the next one before because I feel like I can't give it a full judgment as to how good it is until I am able to test a couple of the other ones for comparison.
Yeah. Let's talk about number 2. I'm not.
This number 2. I'm okay. I'm gonna start with the number 2. This number 2 smells sweeter, just right off the bat.
Okay, so
I'm not drinking any of these.
So right off the bat for me, I can already tell that this is like a Jim Beam product. It smells like Beam. Like it's got this beamy smell to it.
You can pick out Beam. Out of anything, know Beam when you that's your MO.
And I like it.
Of course you do.
Of course you do. Like Jim Beam.
It smells like gingerbread, banana bread. Ginger.
It's got a real nutty, sweet flavor to it.
It's a bit nutty.
That
is totally Jim Beam something. So, a Booker's maybe. I don't know which batch, but I'm guessing Booker's. Tastes like Booker's. Smells like Jim Beam.
You're always just real quick to jump in there and start guessing.
Yeah, that's what he does, man.
But if you guess all of them, then you're technically correct.
Fair enough. So what are your thoughts on that one? Since I already know you like it.
I do like it. I think it's got a really good, like I said, it's got a sweeter smell to it or scent to it. It's got like a nuttier flavor to it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got a pretty good long finish to it as well. Like it's sticking around for a while.
Yeah.
The other one kind of had like a real good rolling heat. Like it was hot for a second, then it went away, and it kind of came back, snuck back up on you.
A little bit of roller coaster.
A little bit of a roller coaster, yeah.
Kind of like a reach around.
I mean, yeah, it's not.
or a roller coaster.
I'm not sure that's the correct.
Yeah, that too.
I'm not sure that's the correct terminology.
Like the Batman. Batwing, Batman.
The Batwing.
It is summertime. I think this one seems quite a bit hotter than the first one.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm comparing, which I shouldn't do, we need to evaluate each one on their own merit. But
it's kind of hard not to do that when
we're human beings.
You've tried one, you're trying another one, you're going to compare the two to each other.
But I think it comes across on the palate as much hotter, alcohol wise.
Well, I'm moving on to 3.
Number 3.
I like the nose on this. There is a sweetness. There's like almost a roasted corn kind of thing going on, grilled corn or something like that.
It's also got a little bit more ethanol to it on the nose, I think, which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah, but it's very clean ethanol. There's no heads in there at all.
Mm-hmm.
I might have been able to
smell your arm, Pat.
Detect a little bit of
reset your olfactory.
A little bit of
smells like
the
cologne.
other fractions, like number 1,
Burberry cologne.
Maybe
3 fractions.
Well, this one even though we're going in order of proof, this one doesn't seem as hot as the last one. This one's like a little bit more mellow. I'd say sweeter.
Sweetness can help balance that out too.
Yeah.
Oh, and it comes across, a little sweet tea going on. There's a little.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this one, to be honest with you.
I'm actually really liking this one. So that's.
I don't know if it's the oyster crackers.
It doesn't. It doesn't
Reset.
Take some.
Set and reset.
Yeah, take some seltzer.
Yeah, as we're doing this, as we're kind of moving on to the last 3, couple real quick tips that Brian has kind of taught us the last few times we've been doing this, and Pat as well. I mean, obviously adding water opens it up a little bit,
changes the flavor profile,
decreases the content, alcohol. But the other thing that if you've seen Brian do a little bit as well, smelling of the forearm right there in the nook or the elbow, it kind of resets your
smelling your own skin, resets your
nose, your nose palate,
your olfactory.
There you go.
Yeah,
and then
it reminds your olfactory
epithelium right now.
of it. That's that little thing that connects your sinuses to your taste buds. So and when your sinuses are clogged, it gets blocked and it can get overwhelmed at times. So yeah, it's just a little run home to mama.
Yeah, so I mean it's a good tip. And then Pat brought with him some oyster crackers, and a little bit of club soda. Tell us about the club soda. Why'd you choose club soda instead of water?
Well, it's just it's a palate cleanser. Sort of like, when you're eating sushi, you have ginger, right? Same concept.
Celery works
Yeah.
very well. Lightly salted potato chips are also very good, especially if you're drinking champagne. Then just eat potato chips and drink champagne. That's actually one of my French fries and champagne is one of my favorite food pairings of all time.
That sounds amazing.
Pommes frites.
Yeah, pommes frites, maybe even some fried chicken and champagne.
There you go.
But fried chicken, something oily.
That's too fancy for
crunchy.
Those are not general combinations you hear.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, all right.
Good vintage champagne
On
with
to
some
4.
great fried chicken.
Oh, Valentine's Day, everybody. Fried chicken and champagne. Do it.
Sounds pretty good, actually.
Number 4.
All right, so on to number 4. So this,
I feel like this one's super, super sweet as far as the nose.
I like 3 quite a bit, by the way. If we're throwing opinions in there,
No, we're absolutely throwing opinions.
then I think I really like number 3 quite a bit. We'll
4?
find out if I'm a pleb.
Can't go as deep on this one, on the nose. Usually I can, stick my whole nose in there.
Bury your nose in it.
Yeah,
You can't
yeah.
do it.
We gotta
Not
be
on this one.
114 or so.
Got to stay shallow.
A little bit. Kind of open your mouth.
I always do that. To let it just kind of flow all the way through.
so what are we getting on some of these flavors and scents on number 4?
Good amount of spice here.
Yeah.
Certainly on the palate, a lot of pepper, black pepper, white pepper, some allspice going on.
Yes, I was thinking cinnamon for me. Cinnamon, clove.
All of those baking spices that are wood spices, right? And vanilla
is
as
very
well.
woody.
I mean, baking spice, like vanilla being the most predominant that you're going to get from oak, from the polymer vanillin. That whenever you char the barrel, gets caramelized.
I think this is the spiciest one so far. Or at least maybe not right off the bat, but definitely like the spice that sticks around the longest. Like it almost moved to the back of my tongue all of a sudden.
And by spice, you mean those baking spices specifically, not like anything specific.
Pepper,
Pepper
for sure.
Yeah, definitely hot spice, like black pepper is going on here.
Just curious.
And cinnamon too, because
Yeah.
it's like we're doing the cinnamon challenge almost, which don't ever try that at home. That's
No.
bad.
No.
What is
don't.
it? A tablespoon of cinnamon?
Yeah, don't do
Uh-huh.
that.
That's
Don't
terrible.
do that. That's not. Don't do that. Let's not and say we did.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Yeah, I once went through an entire summer of food challenges with the whole saltine crackers and Wonder Bread
Yeah.
and things like that. Trying to eat 8 saltine crackers in a minute without taking a drink of water.
Yeah.
Did you win?
No. No, I gave my buddy the Heimlich when he tried to swallow
That's like
hard-boiled eggs whole because he wanted to cool
Nice.
hand Luke it.
No, don't do
was the
that.
pinnacle.
Don't do that either.
That reminds me of like that paper challenge, right? You can only fold paper like
Yeah.
18 times or 8 times.
I think it's 8 times.
Is it
yeah.
8?
Yeah.
Doesn't
Or
matter
it's
what
either-
the size
It's either
is.
folding or tearing.
Yeah.
Like you can only
Yeah.
you can only tear it so much until you.
It's crazy.
You can't do it anymore. We're
Water
moving on.
definitely helped this too.
Water
Did
helped.
it?
Water helped 4.
4, yes.
Just
Quite
a little
to me,
capful.
quite a bit on the nose. Then it's
Hildebrand-
really you're getting
Hildebrand's
the full
moved on
part.
to
This
5.
is really good.
Yeah, I've already moved on to the next one.
All right. Well, let's tell us about 5.
I'm gonna tell you about 5. While these guys are still tasting 4.
They're tasting water. down 4.
5 is really like banana nut bread, in my opinion. Bananas Foster, something like that, right on the nose. I haven't tasted it yet, but it's really, I don't know. I can just really smell that coming through right off the bat. Right?
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless it's Pat sunscreen because he's been bathing in number 5.
He could swim in it.
Yeah.
Oh, and that one right off the bat for me it like hits you right away.
Yeah.
It's like a real good burn. I think some of these other ones was more of a were more of a muted or delayed burn. That one is like
A deep burn.
it's a deep burn, heat right away, and then now it's kind of dissipating a little bit.
Pat, what you did the water on 4? Did that change it? Like
It did. I can't figure out what it is, but I'll
that's all right.
circle back to that one.
All right.
Yeah, I agree. This on 5, it's it's just straight heat all throughout the palate.
Again, also in adding the water, one of the things I'm looking for is does it bring out any flaws? Like would it? Because it allows you to detect flaws a little bit easier because it takes those pleasant aromas and flavors more to the background, the more watery it gets, and the unpleasant will always be unpleasant. The pleasant will just kind of disappear.
Sure.
Right? They're not going to turn from pleasant flavors to unpleasant, but the more watered down it is, the more I'm able to detect. And this is just me, of course, but I'm able to detect flaws in it. And
Yeah.
Well, I think in
and
general,
when you're dealing with
Yeah.
things of this quality, right?
Yep.
The only thing I'm looking for here is, all right, which one has an obvious flaw? Because that's the only way I'm going to tell which one of these might not be the coveted bourbons.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I've already moved on to 6. So
Oh.
Well, you're
That's
pouring,
fast.
but
I
you're,
would
you're
almost I would almost on 5
pouring water
like
into all of them.
like. I didn't ask, and if you don't want to answer, that's fine. But I didn't ask if these were all bourbon.
Yes.
They are all bourbon.
Yes.
Okay. Because I would almost put 5 in a Tennessee whiskey.
They're all bourbon.
From the banana and the banana peel, right? That Lincoln County process really brings out banana peel.
I could see that too. I do like 5 a lot though. For me personally. All right, Pat, you're going to start in 6. Oh, you want to say something about 5? You don't like 5?
I can't figure it out. No, I can't figure out those other ones.
Well, what do you have
4 and 5, I can't figure out.
Do you like 5?
I like both. I'll circle back which one I like better.
It's all right.
Well, I like 6 on the nose. It's almost perfumed in a sense. It's different completely than the other 5. But there's a.
It's not sweet at all.
No, it's rose petal and
Yeah, it's very
flowers,
nice. It's very
right?
floral, yeah. And the flavor itself is, I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like cleaner.
An antiseptic type of.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it tastes like cleaner. I mean, like it's a crisper.
Oh, you mean
it's
it's cleaner.
it's
There's
clean.
fewer flaws. It's very clean on the palate.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
like it smells like cleaner. And
No,
I'm
no.
not getting an antiseptic.
No,
I'm picking up-
here at all.
no antiseptic.
Yeah.
I'm picking up another Beam
what do you got?
product on this one for some reason.
Another way.
Jim Beam product.
Jim Beam.
Okay.
Kind of tastes like Beam.
Pat thinks everything tastes like Beam.
Wouldn't it be great if
Until it doesn't.
Wouldn't it be great if all of these are Beam products?
That would be hilarious.
I'm hoping to open that.
By the way, my special guest today is Booker No.
Yeah.
Come on in. No.
He wouldn't.
Come on, Dad.
I don't think he'd fit in here.
I'm wondering. Nah, can't be. I was gonna say Jack Daniels, but
That's Tennessee.
That's
I know.
Tennessee.
I was wondering on that one. It might be. It's got
The
a
water
little
seemed
oak.
to make this
It's got a
hotter.
little oak to it.
Yeah, this one's pretty oaky, and
Pretty oak. So Jack Daniels isn't oaky to me.
also not bourbon.
So yeah. So for me, fully convinced. Number 2 is a Beam product. I'm not sure what it is yet. I initially guessed Booker's, so it might be Booker's. I don't know. This one, the first one, I feel like it reminds me of Weller Antique. And these, there is one of these. I don't know if it's 5 or 6 that reminds me of Blanton's for some reason. So I don't know which one it is yet, though.
Well, okay. So what's our plan now? Can I ask you one quick question before we do this?
Yeah.
Keeper of the bourbon bottles.
Yeah.
What's the highest proof?
Can I-
127.
Can I tell Pat
I
why
know
he's
which one
wrong?
that is.
What?
Can I tell Pat why he's wrong?
You can tell Pat why he's wrong.
Blanton's is 93 proof.
Oh, no, straight from the barrel.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause
sorry.
I still think that's
I didn't
too-
realize
It had
we were
a
on
it had a
that.
hint of
Blanton's.
Blanton's. That's the only reason I mentioned it.
I get the feeling that you have encyclopedic knowledge of his collection.
Probably because
And,
he's tried it all.
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
But that's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a lot to guess from.
it is. Yeah, that's true.
It is a lot to guess from.
So
go ahead.
I was just gonna say. So I think what we should do next. We've kind of given some opinions. Let's go through them again and let's do some rankings. And we can give us just share your favorites and share your least favorites, and then we can try and guess if we know which ones are which. Pat's just gonna say every fucking brand, and then he'll be technically correct and also
Correct?
He'll be technically correct and incorrect at the same time.
Right.
And
He'll be right no matter what.
And then show the bottles. We'll guess again, and then tell us how wrong we are at the end.
yeah. So I will show. I will show the bottles,
All right.
but I will not tell you what order they are in and then you will try to match the bourbons to the bottles.
Before you show it,
Yeah.
I think we should say like what our favorite is. Before
Yeah,
you
No,
show
what
it.
no,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no,
Right
that's
now.
what we're doing right now.
Okay.
You guys tell me
We
which
going
one.
back?
Which
Okay.
one do you like the most? Which one do you
You've been
like the
sipping.
least?
You've been sipping too many of those. You missed the instructions literally
What?
30 seconds ago.
What? Where am I?
Squirrel.
Russ.
Can't see the line, can you, Russ?
Sure can't. Okay. Why don't you talk while we're deciding
Yeah.
on our rankings here?
Well, I don't know what to talk about because I am actually I am enjoying a completely separate bourbon from what you
Comment
guys are
real quick
enjoying.
on our assessment so far on some of these. Have we said some of the right brands? I mean, most likely we have because he said every one of them. But have we
You got, so like some of the right brands or some of the exact
the
bourbons?
exact ones? Have
No.
you heard any of the titles yet?
No.
Oh wow.
Yahtzee.
Wow. Yahtzee. All right. Good to know.
I've been paying attention. I don't think you've said the specific bourbon one.
If I
Gotcha.
were to just throw a guess out there,
Yeah, that's what this is all about.
I would say number 6 could possibly be, and I think it's completely rare now because it's gone,
That's what it is, by the
the
way.
High Noon.
You got
Or I'm sorry, not the High Noon, the High Noon. The Blue Note
Yeah.
batch number
that,
1.
I just wrote
Yeah.
that down right here.
Well, I mean that proof gave it away.
I know. He
Right.
kind of.
For number 6.
I should have said like, what's the highest range? You should give us a number, but that's probably what that is. I think number 4. Well, we're getting ahead of ourselves. All right.
No, you're not.
Well, we're gonna do some rankings.
Which
Our favorite,
one do you like the most?
I really like 6.
Obviously.
I really like
Of
4.
course you do.
I really like 6, 4, and I can't remember if it's 2 or 3.
I really liked all of them overall, right? I think this is a fun tasting. We're in the upper echelon of bourbon tasting at this point, right? And sometimes you have to pinch yourself to remember that we're really tasting some of the best whiskeys produced in the world.
Yeah.
And what a great treat to be a part of this. So thank you for that. But it is it's easy to get jaded and lose perspective at times, I think, whenever we realize that, holy crap, we are living in the heyday of whiskey, and you won't know about this. There'll be times in the future where we're going to look back and go, holy cow, remember when all of those bourbons were coming out, right?
Yeah.
It's an ebb and flow of what's popular throughout the ethos of society.
Mm-hmm.
And we're living in a pretty great time if you happen to like whiskey. So
I totally agree. And I just having gotten into this in the last year and a half, maybe only a year really. The amount of labels and brands I feel like I have to keeping up with is
Right.
insane.
right.
And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is Kentucky's the winner, and then all of a sudden like Texas comes out with a lot of really good brands, and like
Yeah.
where'd they come from? And then now we're getting Indiana, and I mean a whole bunch of other states that are just really producing some pretty awesome stuff. So,
Hawaii.
ooh, there's a Hawaii brand now.
Really?
Yeah, they're making bourbon in
Wow.
every state now.
That's fucking great.
Hey, it's part
Yeah.
of this. It's,
But I
it's,
think
it's
you-
in the U.S. They can call it bourbon.
Yep.
Well, I think honestly, bottom line though is don't pay too much attention to the whole hype and marketing and allocations, right? Just try some stuff. If you don't want to buy it before you try it, go to find a bar that has it, get a pour, see what you think. Really try to figure out what you really like, and then from there, instead of going directly to allocations, try to find some of the stuff that's already out there, right? That's constantly available.
I think you hit the nail on the head there, Pat, with find what you like. I think the general populace has a hard time knowing that because
Yeah.
there's an inherent distrust, right? I love craft American singles. I know it's not high cuisine, but it's freaking delicious, right? I challenge you to find a better cheese for a burger than craft American singles.
Number 4 has a hint of wine-ish flavor to me.
Okay. But then
I don't know why it just came out.
it doesn't mean that I'm not a gourmet because I like craft American singles.
I think you're
No.
allowed to like the singles.
Yeah.
I like the singles too. Nice
You
grilled
gotta
cheese.
like the basic shit.
Right.
All right, so let's do some rankings.
Let's do
Are
some
you guys
rankings.
ready for rankings? I will go first to be the fun co-host.
Hit me.
My favorite is number 6. I'm just gonna go in order.
Yeah, go in order.
6 is my favorite. My second favorite, and I'm even gonna put on here what I think it is. For basically 3 of them. I don't know what the rest of them
That's
are.
all right.
Okay, so I think that 1 is my favorite. I'm sorry, 6 is my favorite. I think that's Blue Note. Number 4 is my second favorite. I think that's a Weller Foolproof. Number 3 is my third favorite, and I don't know what that is. I put like old elk or something like that. It's some type of, I don't know. I don't even know what I don't know.
That's a really good guess, actually.
Well, thank you.
It's a good
Number
guess.
2 is my fourth. I think that's Old Granddad. I think that's the ringer.
Oh,
Number
that's where the beans
number
come.
5. Number 5 is my fifth favorite, and I have no clue what that is. I think that's. I don't even have a guess. Let's just say Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, which is freaking blasphemy to say that because I always like that a lot. But I don't know what else is higher up there. Anyway, and then lastly, my least favorite is number 1, and I don't know what that is either. That's something around 110. I don't even know what's around 110 to even guess. So that's it. Those are mine.
Okay.
What he's got.
Mine are not terribly far off. I'm not going to make the guess of the brand names. In retail, I have no loyalty to brand names.
Good call.
No, you don't.
But also I don't taste in that way to think, oh, is this what it is? I'm looking for
That's the way Pat tastes.
the quality, right? More so than.
What brand is this?
And listen, when I do this with wine too, everybody's like, "Oh no!" I told the story earlier today about when I took a ringer to a white wine tasting. The theme was $30 or above white wines, and I took a $6 bottle of Missouri wine. I also took a $30 bottle of wine for the tasting, but I told them that I brought a ringer, and I didn't tell them which one it was. And people tasted this $6 wine and kept saying, "Oh no, this is Matanzas Creek Sauvignon Blanc." No, it's not. It's definitely Old World. It's Sancerre. I don't think it's Sancerre. It could be Italian. It could be Great Pinot Grigio or something like that, right? Everybody was guessing. Then they unveil it, and it's this Augusta White was the wine, right?
Love
Just
it.
$5.99 at the time. And everybody got mad at me. You can't do that, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, are you mad at me or are you mad at yourself? for
Right.
not
Don't get
knowing?
mad at me.
Exactly.
You like $6 wine. You should be happy.
Hey,
You
hey,
can find this anywhere.
Branding works.
Yeah, exactly. So
If you can find me a $6 bottle of bourbon that I enjoy
right.
blindly, I would be very ecstatic.
One that's close that I tried, and I think it'd be fun to throw in here at some point, is very Old Barton.
Yeah, that one's good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have some of that
Like,
at home.
Somebody brought me a bottle from Kentucky. I didn't even realize it was available here, and I tried it, and I was like, holy cow, that's good. It made some mean old-fashioned, too. And
You can get them in Illinois pretty easily.
We have it now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It's,
really?
it's here
And
now.
I ordered
Good.
it, and it's like $15 a bottle or something.
Oh, that's
I'm
great.
like, this is great. It's bottled in bond, and it's really good stuff. But so I thought that's my favorite find of cheap bourbon recently.
Mine's the Early Times Bottled and Bond.
Early times.
Oh yeah,
$30.
That's good stuff.
$30 for a liter. Oh my God.
oh,
That's good.
Okay.
It is good.
Yeah.
All right.
It is solid. Yeah.
It's really good.
I've got.
We
some
know
out-
what we're bringing next time.
I've got some out there, so yeah, you can try it.
All right,
After
we'll know what
this.
we're doing after this.
Excellent.
So if you're not, so I guess you're
So
ranking. now.
Give us
I've
our-
got my
give us your
rankings.
rankings, sorry.
Stack
Rankings,
ranking
number
right now.
6. I have number 6 is number 1 as well. I have number 3 as number 2. My third favorite was number 5. My fourth favorite was number 4. My fifth favorite was number 1, and 6 was number 2. So
Patrick?
6, 3, 5, 4, 1,
Ooh, that's
2.
tough. You know, initially, I think my palate's kind of shot.
It probably
But-
is.
It's weird because it's almost like 6 back down to 1 for me as far as like the favorites.
The order.
Because you are a
The
proof.
order.
You are a
for-
proof
of
for-
all
I
the
think
bourbons.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have never told you that.
You should have told him they were ranked in order. No. You
Well,
screwed
he
it up.
asked me if there was.
Psychosomatically, he had already decided once you said that.
Oh,
You know it. Don't
this is
even.
the highest proof.
So
It's
Okay.
got to
For
be
our
the
next
best.
Fair
show,
enough. Fair enough.
Doctor.
All right, give us your rankings. Go ahead.
Doctor. So 6. I think you are correct. The Blue Note. I am surprised to taste it blind though. I wouldn't have guessed it was Blue Note. 5 reminds me of like an Elijah Craig, like a B. I don't know what year. 520 maybe.
So
I don't
not
know.
Beam?
Huh?
So not Beam.
Not
No.
Beam. Not Beam.
No.
That one's not Beam.
Talked himself out of it.
No, because it's got the heat, but it also has that oak, so that's why I'm guessing it's ECBP.
That's what I said too.
Yeah,
We're either
I
both
agree with
very
you.
much wrong or very right.
4 has a wine kind of undertone to it, and I can't figure out what it is. But I do like it. I think I like 3 better. 3 reminds me of like a Weller Full Proof, is what that reminds me of. Which is maybe, I'm a big fan of Sazerac, so I like 3 over.
You like the
over 4.
Wellers.
Yeah, I like the Wellers. Make sure you get lots of Wellers.
Wellers.
Great.
2 and 1
Thanks.
are my least favorite. Probably 2 is my least favorite, just because it has this like Jim Beamy taste to it. OGD is 114 is a very good guess on that. That might be what it is actually. And I have no clue what 1 is. I honestly
I
have.
can't guess.
It-
I can't guess either.
It
I'm
could
trying
be like
to figure
old,
it out.
old hammer. I don't know.
The old hammer.
Old hammer.
Bring
is
out the
good.
hammer.
Old-
I,
do you like the old
I
hammer?
have some.
No,
I
I
got some
don't know
hammer
what
out
that
there.
1 is.
You
I
do?
can't figure this one
I
out.
have a bottle of hammer
Oh,
out
okay,
there.
you mean
Yeah.
out here?
No,
Okay,
not
okay, all right.
not out here. No, that's not out here.
Okay, well, we gave our ratings and we gave our guesses. Show us the bottles now.
Do you want me to show you the
Oh,
bottles,
oh,
or,
Captain?
or do you want me to just like say?
No, I
No,
want
no,
to.
no,
I want
no.
to see the bottles,
Yep,
and then
and
we
then we'll
can,
guess.
and then we can re-guess.
see
Yeah,
the
that's
bottles
fine.
in no particular order.
We've already ranked.
No order.
We've already given our rankings.
All right, here we go. Well, I'm going to show this one because
Okay,
Yes,
we
the
all got-
OG.
We all got that one right.
we all
Man.
got
OG.
we all got that one right.
that one's
right.
number 6. Yes.
That is number
the
that is-
original gangsta.
yes,
I'm telling you,
store
that
pick number 1.
that
I s-
Blue Note. I
I've st-
remember when I first,
I've still got 2 of these.
yeah, when I went up to Dogwood, I was like, man, this is so good. And I told everyone, the world, I was like, you guys need to get this. And we ended up getting,
This way. Right
I
there.
got a phone call from a guy
cases
who
upon cases.
did Arena Liquors in Colombia who bought a bottle of that for $31.
It's not the same.
It was the exact same.
Was it
Because
really?
he called me and was
Wow.
like, I don't know if you realize this, but they had like 5 of your
How is that
bottles
possible?
on the shelf.
They had your store
got-
pick on the shelf.
Yeah, it was a mistake, and
Oh.
the Arena Liquors didn't care. They just put Blue Note out, and they sold it for the regular Blue Note price.
Are they sold out?
I don't know. I don't know.
More
Maybe we're
importantly-
going
Because
to
we're
Colombia.
going there tomorrow if they're not.
Road trip.
Yeah.
Road
And I will
trip.
buy all
Arena
the,
Liquors right off of 70 in
Oh,
Colombia.
man.
I'll buy the last 4.
All right. the next bottle.
Yeah.
Oh, foolproof.
1792
man.
foolproof Lucas store pick.
You know, actually,
pick.
I almost had that as number 5.
Ooh,
I pretty
that's
much
a
worked
good
my way
guess.
through the bottle we
That's a
had
good
open of
guess.
that at the store.
It's delicious.
So good.
It is so good.
Okay. All right.
The next bottle.
Ooh.
Four Roses Barrel Strength OESQ.
Oh,
This is another store pick. I will not say the store's name.
Ours is
Interesting.
on its way.
Oh yeah. You want
Yes,
to
yours
plug
is.
that?
Yours is on the way because you told us about that.
Yeah.
At the first tasting,
Save
I
us some.
believe. The store pick tasting. Next bottle, and I think another one that you guys have discussed and mentioned.
OGD
Number
114.
2.
God, if we could
The
actually
No one on
get it.
those.
Again, all of these are really good.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
The OGD.
Nothing seemed.
It's good stuff.
I don't think anything seemed blatantly out of place.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the beauty of a tasting like this.
No.
Is that, I'm sure the good people at OGD, if that is the number 2, right, would love to know.
Oh, it totally is.
This we should take some pictures and send it to them, and just say, hey, just so you know.
Just so you
Right.
know.
You guys are.
You're right up there, man.
You're right
Yeah.
up there.
You're up there.
Good job.
But then they're going to raise the price.
Yeah,
so
don't do
maybe
that.
let's
No,
not
they're
do
better.
that.
That defeats the purpose. That was $29.
Maybe they'll just let us buy some.
Yeah.
The next one,
Dun dun dun.
the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof A121.
Ooh,
One.
interesting. Okay.
I don't know how I'm doing this. I'm just figuring it out.
It's very
Just
artistic.
getting a lineup going. And then
I'm
the
sorry,
last
man.
the last bottle.
Yeah.
Foolproof. All right.
So
Regular.
So weird.
well, so here's the thing. Like now that we know the bottles, we actually can't even like do a new guessing because we know what the proofs are,
Technically, yes.
right?
Yes.
But I mean, so I just want to do a real quick reflection because I think I got Blue Note right.
Yep.
I agree with you
got-
on that.
I didn't get ECBP right. I
No.
did say Weller Foolproof, but I switched.
I think that's
3 as well.
So
Tell us what the numbers are because
one is the Four Roses barrel strength.
interesting.
and that's
Two-
my
That's
least
my least favorite.
I don't like
Wow.
2 is OGD.
Yep.
3
Of
is
course.
Weller Foolproof.
Yep. I got that.
4 is the ECBP. 5 is the 1792.
Okay. I
And
swapped
6
those.
is the Dogwood.
So 4 and 5 I swapped.
The Blue Note Dogwood.
So interesting. 4 is the one that I said that had some wine.
Some wine.
Yeah. In it.
And
Okay.
what was which one?
The Elijah
Craig
Craig.
Barrel Proof A121.
It's an-
Okay.
It's A.
But there's no wine.
There is
finishing.
no wine.
There
It's,
is not.
There's
No.
none.
Yeah.
It's,
But it was weird that I
it's
was
an Elijah
picking
Craig
that
Barrel
up though.
Proof.
So my favorite was the Blue Note. My second favorite was the ECBP.
No,
Yep.
not the 17.
No, it was a 1792. Number
No,
number
number
4.
5 is
No,
the
no, no.
1792.
Yeah, you got those.
You did not. You did not like the 1792.
No, I it was between 3. It was 3. It was the third and fourth one. I kept switching back between that and OGD because I really do like OGD. I knew that was fucking OGD. I knew it.
Yeah.
I
John,
knew it
can
for
you
a
go
fact.
through them one more time, please? So 6 is Blue Note.
Put them
So
in
yep.
order. Put them in the order.
6
Number 6.
6.
Number 5.
5.
Yep.
4.
5 is 1792. Or-
Yeah. 1792. 3. 2.
And then 1. Which is so weird. That is the least. Huh.
1.
It's interesting. Okay.
I did not like that one.
Yeah.
Well, what did we learn today?
I don't know.
Marketing is bullshit.
Well, I think we've learned.
I think. Well, and I think we talked about. Well, actually, I ran this lineup by Orf. So shout out Orf. He couldn't be here, but I ran this lineup by him, and he was like, "I love that lineup." And
It's great.
we talked about it a little bit back and forth, and he said the one thing that he liked about it, and I wanted to echo that here, is that it highlights the value of store picks.
That is true.
Everybody liked this. 2 years ago, nobody knows what Blue Note is.
Right.
Yep.
Nobody's heard of it. But in a blind taste testing with some
It won.
heavy hitters of stuff that
Weller
that-
Foolproof.
that we all
That's-
enjoy, that all of us enjoy. We all enjoy all of these.
Yeah.
This one won.
Yeah.
And there's a
Can
few people that are doing now, similar to like, are focused on those kind of store picks and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And one, I just talked to a guy this week of a new barrel that's coming by Christmas, but where- no,
Okay.
no,
Something else.
of a different bourbon.
Okay.
But Foregate.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Pretty excited about that.
And they're sourcing MGP and then finishing. But he's like, yeah, you can either come down and pick or we'll send you tons of samples. So
I want to add something real quick. I think that you called this as the ringer. I think that actually this could also be interpreted as a ringer as well.
sure.
Because now, in a different sense, like this is a ringer because it's something you can find readily in the stores. But all these are the like really hard to find, you know, barrel proof, foolproof, whatever, foolproof, right? Yeah, exactly. But this is like you said, a store pick, and I think that that's
Well,
a really important note to
so
be
is
made before.
that.
But what I'm saying is though that like I
Sad.
think that the store picks though that this is a brand that most people would not be purchasing,
No.
and we're not
And I
on the Blue Note payroll by any stretch of the imagination, but I think it's important to like sometimes you don't have to find. And listen, this I like Weller a lot, and I like Elijah Craig. I like 1792. That's been documented.
yeah, that's known.
But like I wouldn't have even thought of buying this ever until you told me to buy it, and then I had it, and I'm like, I need to buy now as many of these I can before they fucking sell out.
Yep.
And I'm glad I did. So I would call that that's like a
I have 2 bottles left.
a special ringer.
I debated putting that one in. I wasn't sure if I wanted to put that one in or not, but I decided to leave it in because almost because of I know how we feel about it. Like
it's fantastic.
We hold it in a high regard.
Yeah.
And technically it is hard to find because, well, they don't make it anymore.
And you're not alone, too, because we had 36 six-packs of that. So, but to a person, there's so many people that are out there, and I know your sphere of influence is large, but there are people that have never heard of you guys that are walking in going, no, that Blue Note is great.
Yeah.
Right? So it's universal. That
we have actually done, a side buys with those with three different Blue Notes, store picks, right? And out of all of them, like that one is still the winner. Like that is one of the best Blue Note store picks we've ever had.
I
so
think
far.
It'd be fun to do store picks, like to taste through the samples and decide and everything else. So I mean, happy to share that with you guys. So
Absolutely.
Book it. All right. Well, just to wrap things up a little bit, right?
Yeah, let's wrap things up. We can do a little. I got a little cost analysis.
I'll break it down, buddy.
All right. Let's do it.
Little cost analysis.
I'll point as you do it.
Number 1, Four Roses, $85. So it was 111.4 proof.
Okay.
$85 or $3.4 an ounce.
Okay.
The OGD.
The way we say that is $3.40 an ounce, but that $3.4. That's okay.
I have it 3.4. That's just where my brain is
measuring
working.
system.
Just for you guys
Just for you guys.
yeah, just making sure.
The OGD, the 114. Well, it's 114 proof. $29, $1.16. There.
Ooh.
You got it.
Whoa.
$1.16.
$1.16.
$1.
1/3 of that. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Weller full proof. The MSRP is 50. All right.
60.
Good luck
60.
finding it.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Good luck finding it though.
Deal
it's like
deal
trying
with
That
the
is a
devil.
unicorn.
your
Yeah,
map
yeah, yeah.
app.
Yeah,
in
Sell your
Chicago.
soul.
At 50, it's $2. At 60, it's $2.40
Yeah.
per ounce.
And at 100, which it usually sells at, it's roughly $4.
Sure.
Yeah.
Elijah Craig barrel proof 60. I said 65. I found it for 50. The most recent one you found for
80 now. They're 80
so
now.
I was like
65's about right.
65's about right.
So technically it's 55, which is almost impossible to find it at 55 now.
I found it at 50.
60, yeah. I mean,
No, we found
Normally
these
see it
at
at
50 before, but
69.
now they're 60 or 70 or now
Yeah.
80 now.
Yep.
The B is now 80. in most
I will
stores.
say though, well, you know what? Just keep going. I'll say it afterwards.
No, say it now.
$2.60.
I want you to say it now.
You do?
I do.
So what I was going to say is like, it would be nice to go back and, it's like, okay, this is an $80 bottle. I'd be willing to spend 120, something like that. So for ECBP, like for me, like one of my favorites, that was the second one I picked.
That's
Second
a fun
favorite.
thing to put into the next blind tasting, though, is what would you pay?
What would you pay for
Well.
it? So that one for me, a $50, I'd pay double. I'd pay 120 for that. That's just how much I like it.
Before we reveal the answers, like how much would you pay?
No, I think he just. Well, no, that's what Brian's suggesting. We do that on the next one. Pat's just saying for ECBP in general.
yes. Well,
Just
he
in
loves
general.
That's
Yeah.
what he likes.
He loves this, and I love this, and
Yeah.
I'm actually maybe I don't love it as much as I thought I did because I rated it lower than I
Maybe
expected.
you don't. It
Yeah.
was about 60. So these were both.
So keep in mind, that's a store pick. So it could be different.
Could
right?
be different.
So just
That's
keep that in
true.
mind.
That's
not-
true.
That's a store.
Lucas, yeah, garbage. I'm just kidding.
Lucas,
They
Kansas,
don't
garbage.
exist anymore.
I'm just kidding. But they don't exist, so I'm just saying. Let's put that out there.
Yeah. So these.
No,
are
that
both-
was over in Kansas City, Kansas.
Oh,
So-
that one was from Kansas City?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
These are both 60.
So 60.
What's the ounce breakdown?
$2.40. $2.40. Because this
Oh,
was about a
okay.
$60
Okay.
bottle.
Wow.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
with your 1792 being one of your favorites,
Mhm.
right? As a $60 bottle, what would you be willing to pay? You didn't have any.
And this
You
was a
ran
Lu-
across it at a gas
Pat-
station.
Pat, this
What
was
would
a-
you?
I don't know. I got this here. I didn't get
Oh,
this
yeah,
in
okay.
Kansas. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think
Just
for
to-
I
just to
think
be clear.
for me, I bottles like that, if it's, let's call it MSRP is 50, and
Yeah.
most people pay 60. I'm good. I'd pay 75 for it.
Okay.
and that's kind of Elijah Craig barrel proof. I was in the same boat with 75, and then it was 80. I'm like, I mean, $5 more dollars. That's how I justified it in my brain. I'm
Gotcha.
like, I was like,
yeah.
you know, like if someone said buy it for $80, I'd be like, that's crazy. But then I was in the store, and I'm like, I mean, $80. What's $5 more? Who cares?
I mean, I bought it for $90 plus tax.
Yeah,
Which you saw me.
I know.
I was like, I asked you guys.
But for me, but
hey, do you want a bottle?
But just to recap though, like I mean, I'm not really a big Four Roses fan, except for like I actually like the basic one, like just for like
a single
for
barrel
mixers.
The gold label.
The small batch.
Oh, small batch.
Any of them,
Yeah,
small
yeah.
batch,
That's
single,
a solid
whatever,
small
whatever.
batch.
Yeah, those
That's
are really
good
good.
Buffalo Trace replacement.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree.
When you can't
Yes.
find Buffalo Trace.
Right, for some reason. But but again, that's a single barrel private selection. It just kind of depends on the pick and
Totally.
the recipe or whatever, barrel strength. Anyway, so
OESQ.
all right. Any more lasting wrap up thoughts there?
No, not really. No. Got some good lessons learned for this because
Totally.
I have another lineup already in my head to do this again
For lower proof.
for lower proof stuff. So yeah,
Right. So that's the next episode preview.
yeah.
We're gonna do another one of these. It's not called Beware the Rare. It's called
Guess the ringer.
Guess the Ringer. That'll be the next episode.
I'm digging it.
Not high proof, so Pat will be totally
Pat-
screwed. He
Pat's-
won't even know what's going
Pat,
on.
he won't know what's happening.
What is this? Water?
What is garbage?
Garbage.
Garbage.
How many brands will
I go for 6. I go 6 is my favorite. No matter what.
Pat's gonna
Before I start.
Pat's gonna bring some like grain alcohol and just start pouring it in them.
Yeah.
Up the
Get
proof
some
a little bit.
Everclear. I'll bring a bottle.
Yeah, you guys can be sipping it under the table when we're drinking this other stuff.
We call it getting well in group.
Yeah. Well, I want to say thank you again to our good friend Pat for joining us.
Thank you.
You were
Thank for
always
having me.
a lot of fun
Appreciate
to have on. Yeah, of course, Brian, you're the best.
Thank you.
You bring a level of sophistication and actual knowledge that we don't have. So
Clearly,
we
you
definitely
don't know.
appreciate that.
My wife hasn't talked to you.
Well, listen, don't talk to my wife either. Any of our wives or significant other, it doesn't matter. Here, you're special.
Yeah.
Lambert, good job hosting, man.
Thanks, Blaze. Thanks for not being too crazy.
That's right. It could have been worse.
Could have been way worse. Yes. Hey, thanks for letting me sit in this chair for a little bit. It feels weird. You can have it back.
And
Bring us home.
What?
Just wrap the thing up.
We are wrapped up.
Okay. Well, until next time. See you on the next Nerd Bytes. Nerds are new cool.
nerd.
Bye bye.
Nerd.
Please visit our sponsors.